Joining me now on this episode of Locally Sourced CP is one of the El Paso mayor candidates, Mr. Renard Johnson. Mr. Johnson, thank you for joining me today.
Hey, Ray, of course. Thanks for having me.
No, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're a busy man, especially with the runoff in progress right now. First off, I just want to talk about you being a lifelong El Pasoan. Talk a little bit about your background, if you don't mind.
Sure, sure. So my journey to El Paso, let's talk about that. I moved to El Paso when I was 7 months old. I was still in diapers. Uh, my family moved here from Chicago, Illinois, and we ended up in Northeast El Paso. And those of you that are familiar with Northeast, I went to Terrace Hills, which is the elementary school out there.
Yeah.
It's been renamed since then. And then from there, I went on to Andrews High School. Uh, so I grew up in Northeast. And then right after that, I went on to our famous university here, UTEP, and graduated from UTEP and began my journey, started a company here while still a student at UTEP and uh, been doing good here. So El Paso's home.
I agree, and I'll just quick mention that I'm a fellow Northeastern graduate from Andrews High School as well. So that's awesome to see someone from the Northeast out just
That's
trying to
right.
represent.
And you went to the best high school in Northeast. You know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree. I loved my time out there and appreciate it. It's exciting to see someone from out there, being as successful. Just another proof that you put your nose to the grindstone, you can make it happen.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Johnson, talk a little about right now we're in the runoff. You're running off for mayor with against Mr. Kennedy. Talk a little about some of the things you want to happen if elected for mayor of El Paso.
Yeah. So Ray, a number of things. I can tell you that I've knocked on thousands and thousands of doors, to include doors out there in the Northeast. And what I'm hearing from the voters is, we've got some of the highest taxes in the state of Texas, and we have some of the highest taxes in the nation. So one of the things we have to go and get to work on is lowering our taxes. Our taxes are too high. And the way we can do that, Ray, is by bringing in more of a commercial base to
Mhm.
offset the residential tax base. And what I mean by that is currently the residents are paying about 70% of the taxes here in El Paso, and 30% comes from the business. Cities like Austin, it's just the opposite. There's 70% from the commercial, 30 from the residents. So we got to start balancing that out. So focusing on economic development, bringing quality of life here. And what's really, really important for me and exciting is I want to maintain our youth back in our community. I want to make
Mhm.
sure that we don't have the brain drain and we're losing our kids at record numbers to cities like Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Phoenix, et cetera. I want to make sure we can keep you guys here in El Paso and give you livable wages and good jobs. So we're going to focus on brain drain. We're going to focus on quality of life. El Paso deserves so much more. We've got so much opportunity as a city, and I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to just really unleashing that and see where we can go in the next 4 years, maybe 8 years. If I decide to do it another term, but we've got so much opportunity. So quality of life, taxes, brain drain, and public safety is also going to be one of my factors.
No, I appreciate and I see exactly where you're coming from. I've had so many friends and family, they've moved out. They've gone out of El Paso. I mean, we were all born and raised here. And I'll be honest, I've never really thought too much about leaving because I love the city so much. But
Yeah.
it's grown so much since. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it too from your time in the Northeast. It's everything just expanded so much, and this city is just growing at an incredible rate. And it's
Yeah.
exciting to see someone like you being able to try to run for mayor and with the ideas you have. I mean, those are just so. I mean, those are ideas I haven't seen or heard from
Yeah.
candidates before, and
And,
I
and
like.
we're and Ray, we're going to get it done. I mean, because we deserve more.
Yeah.
And you look at the Northeast. There's a lot booming out in Northeast and Northeast. I'm from the Northeast, and we've
Mhm.
often been the forgotten side of town. And when you look at where I grew up, I grew up off of Sun Valley,
Mhm.
right there off of Bonaire. So Northeast is home. My parents are there. My kids' grandparents on both sides are out there in Northeast.
Mhm.
I spend quite a bit of time out there, but I had someone tell me here recently, they left El Paso 20 years ago and they came back 20 years later and it looked the same.
Yeah,
We got to do better. I mean, come
I
on. I mean,
agree.
we've got so much we got to. I mean, we've got so much to offer here, and we've got so much to do here, and the people are incredible, and the city is just phenomenal. So I'm excited about the direction of El Paso and where it's going to go next.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it Northeast has gotten has expanded as the way it has, and I mean, with some of the leadership that we have now out there, I mean, I before we've had the leadership we have now, I've even considered trying, to run for, city council or representative
Let's
out there
go.
because I mean, I think like I feel the same way you are. We're like almost like the redheaded stepchild out there in the Northeast. They kind of forget about us, and
Yeah.
at times, you think about it, it's like, I don't want the traffic out there like they do in the east side or the west side because the Northeast is so calm and beautiful. But I mean, I still feel that we're forgotten, and there's
Yeah.
there's so much space out there for so much awesome stuff out there.
Yeah, and again, we've got, I'm so glad we got, the Chick-fil-A's out there, the Panda Expresses, the Starbucks, we've got the Ross, we've got, the things that are popping out up there in the
Right.
Northeast. Because when I grew up out there, we mainly had Dyer Street, and now we've got a lot of great restaurants and things to do off of Trans Mountain. So
Mhm.
super excited about Northeast, and it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. And El Paso's only going to get better.
I agree, and I appreciate you again taking the time to come on my little tiny podcast to talk about
Uh,
your candidacy and what you want for El Paso. If there's anyone out there like still on the fence during this final runoff that on the fence on who to vote for, what would you tell them, sir?
I would tell them, and thanks for that question. I would tell them, Ray, simply that, I'm a mayor for the future. I'm not a mayor for status quo. If you're happy with the direction the city's going, if you're happy with high property taxes, if you're happy with the quality of life that you currently have, then I'm probably not the one you want to vote for. But if you want to see change, if you want to see momentum, if you want to see the energy in the city, and you want to see El Paso, truly start getting to the next level, we at one point we were the same size as Austin and Phoenix, and look at where we are today in San Antonio. So we can do it, but we got to come together as a community. We got to unite and we got to move forward. So, I've got two young daughters, and I would love for them. They don't live here in El Paso, but I would love for them to come home one day, and be able
Mhm.
to be here and be able to see the shows, the live entertainment, the museums, the art, all of the great things that we have as a community to offer. So again, I'm a mayor for the future, not status quo. So I would hope to earn someone's support, knowing that we want to move forward. And I want to keep your taxes lower. I mean, we may have to invest a little to move forward, but at the end of the day, it's not to raise your taxes.
Right, right. No, and I appreciate it. Those are all very good reasons to vote for you, sir. And again, I appreciate the time you've taken to come on my little podcast to talk about
Oh,
your candidacy and just, wanting to move El Paso forward. It's always been my goal, especially since starting this podcast, always supporting local, keeping it, just keeping it real, keeping it local.
yeah.
It's always been my goal with this small little podcast I've started since pandemic. And seeing someone like you that wanting to move the city forward, it's just an amazing thing.
Yeah, and Ray, I want to thank you for everything you're doing with the podcast, your photography, and everything that you're doing in El Paso and the community. And it's going to be good to watch you grow, and your podcast will grow and get bigger. You've had some great people on your show. I saw what you did with the Khalid Foundation. I
Oh,
saw what you did with Ruben, the photographer. So I watched a few of your episodes, and I'm super
thank you.
proud of you. And let's keep doing it.
I appreciate it, sir. Yes, thank you. And no matter what happens, good luck to you in the runoff. And no matter what happens, if there's anything I could do, especially I know you have a couple local businesses here. If there's anything I could do to help out, please don't hesitate to ask and reach out, please.
You got it. You got it. And always remember, once an eagle, always an eagle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'll make sure I'll include all of the information description below if anyone wants to look up your website, your social medias, and
Sure.
also info on hopefully to get out there and vote, especially for the runoff. I'll include that in the description in the information below. And Mr. Johnson, is there anything else you'd like to say or add before we end today?
Ray, again, I just want to say thank you for what you're doing for El Paso and keep it up. You're doing a good job. And hopefully when I'm in that office, you'll reach back out to me again and I can come on one more time.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd appreciate it, sir.
You got it, Ray.
All right, sir. You have a good day and thank you and good luck.
All right. Thank you, Ray.
Appreciate it.